This year's E3 has had a ton of exciting announcements, but obviously most of the games shown off won't actually be available for a few months or even a few years. So we thought we'd take a look at some of the stuff you can actually get your hands on right bloody now.
Just in time for FIFA 18's World Cup update, EA announced that they would be giving away access to the game in the form of a free trial. The trial lets players demo the full FIFA 18 game and is available on the Xbox One, PC, PS4 and Nintendo Switch. As for how long the trial will last, EA didn't actually say how long it will go on for, only that it will be available for a limited time.
Another one from EA's conference is the Command & Conquer Rivals pre-alpha. EA's rather underwhelming return to the Command & Conquer franchise takes on the form of a 1 vs 1 strategy game for mobile. If you're interested in trying out Rivals, Android users can head over to the Google Play Store and sign up for the pre-alpha, which is actually available right now. To be honest, we only put this in here because we did tell you, we tell you everything.
Yeah.
Everything that you can get your hands on.
It's not an endorsement, it just falls within the criteria of this video.
Just felt like we should be honest and say that it is available.
Yeah. EA also announced and released Unravel 2, a sequel to the well-received 2016 puzzle platformer. EA showed off a brief gameplay demo demonstrating the game's co-op functionality. If you're interested in the game, you can buy it right now on PS4, Xbox One and PC for £18 or your regional equivalent.
This is always like my number one favourite thing about E3, because when they announce a game, a full-on game, even if it is like an £18 kind of indie title, I love that. I'm a big fan of that. And the free-to-play hero shooter Paladins debuted on the Nintendo Switch shortly before E3 began. Paladins on the Switch will run at 60 FPS in handheld and dock modes and support crossplay with the Xbox One. However, unlike the PC and console versions, the only way to get the Switch version right now is to buy the $30 Founders Pack. Developer Hi-Res Studios said the free-to-play version will launch sometime in the summer.
Also, at the Xbox press conference, Microsoft announced they would be beefing up the value of their Game Pass subscription service, and they added 3 new games to the service right there and then. The first title was Tom Clancy's The Division, probably as a way to hype people up for The Division 2, which is coming later in the year. The second game added to the service was Bethesda's open world RPG Fallout 4, again most likely as a way to drum up hype for the upcoming Fallout 76. And finally, The Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited was also added to the Game Pass, making it the first MMO added to the service.
These subscription services, these next Netflix style services are really getting to be pretty good propositions now. The EA one has been for a while because it's so cheap. It's like 20 quid a year and you just get access to all these games you can download, and that's like a library of games you can play, including new games which you get like 10-hour trials of. Microsoft are really going the same way, and theirs is a really good offering now. So if you can get the Xbox Game Pass, you get State of Decay 2 on day one, you get these new games on day one. The new Forza Horizon, which is coming up, day one, man. So they've added these other third-party games now, which is a big deal. They're not putting their own games on there. They're getting Ubisoft, they're getting Bethesda involved. They're putting their games on there. All you've got to do is pay, a Netflix-style subscription, £9 a month or whatever it is in the UK, and you get access to these games, which is pretty good. That's quite a good deal. And out of Bethesda's conference, the company announced that old-school FPS Quake Champions would be free for a limited time. Quake Champions is currently in early access and normally costs $30, but Bethesda have said anyone who downloads the game before June the 17th, so hurry up, will keep it forever. Interestingly, Quake Champions is eventually going free to play anyway, but you can take advantage of the early access promotion and start playing right now.
Bethesda also announced and released a new DLC for the sci-fi RPG Prey called Moon Crash. Moon Crash introduces a new environment and storyline for players to go through, as well as New Game Plus. Moon Crash also has some procedurally generated elements, so things will be different every time you play. Bethesda also announced another update for Prey called Typhoon Hunter, which will be out in the summer and brings asymmetric multiplayer to the game.
Another announcement to come out of Bethesda's conference was Fallout Shelter for the PS4 and the Switch. The Vault Management Simulator is exactly the same as the existing mobile version, which came out back in 2015, except on Sony and Nintendo's current gen platforms. Fallout Shelter is available for download right now and it's free.
Next up, Ubisoft are giving away the Starter Edition for For Honor on PC. The offer runs until June the 18th and is only applicable to the Uplay version of the game. If you're unfamiliar with the Starter Edition, it's basically a reduced price version of the game with limited content and is supported by microtransactions, so be wary of that. The Starter Edition gives players access to all of For Honor's maps and game modes, but limits you to just 6 of the in-game heroes. Normally the Starter Edition costs £12, but Ubisoft are making it free for a week in celebration of their upcoming update, Marching Fire.
We should really point out that this is not a free weekend. It's not a limited time trial. You just can download this, claim it, and it's yours. You can get into the game whenever you want in the future. Then it's yours, and you've got access to the game for free, which is good. And it almost feels like they're testing the water to see how popular that is. And maybe that's a model they'll actually move, like make it free to play, but then make it, and have these like packages that you can buy later on that are like 20 quid, 30 quid for access to the heroes and shit like that. I was a fan of For Honor in the beta and the alpha, and I was excited about it, but it didn't hit with me when it started off. But Ubisoft have been looking after these games big style for a long time since release. They're supporting this very heavily. I'm interested to see what it's like now, so I'll be jumping in.
Even if you download it and just have it on your system, you own it then.
You've got it. You've got the option.
This is the game that they're going to expand on in future, so you never know what it's going to be like in 2 years' time. You might not even like it now, but in 2 years' time, it might be a really decent game.
Look at the turnaround for Rainbow Six Siege. Completely different experience, completely different game to what it was when it started. Hugely popular now. And, maybe the same thing's happening with For Honor. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 has been added to June's monthly PS Plus games and will be available for subscribers until July the 11th. Sony likely added Black Ops 3 to the PS Plus lineup as part of their exclusive marketing deal with Activision for Call of Duty content, and with Black Ops 4 out this October, it makes sense that they want to drum up interest in this series. Nintendo, in their E3 Direct live stream, announced Fortnite is on the Switch right now. The game's only on the eShop in the form of the massively popular Battle Royale mode, which is of course free to play. The news had been leaked earlier in the week. There is no Nintendo specific content in there, but there is cross-play with Fortnite players on the Xbox. Not on the PlayStation 4, however.
And Hollow Knight, a Metroidvania adventure from developer Team Cherry, was another surprise announcement for the Switch as well. The game was actually announced for the Switch way back in January last year, and it was due out on the Nintendo console shortly after the system launched. But it's finally here, running at 60 FPS on the Switch, and priced at a humble £10.99 here in the UK. And like everything else on this list, it's outright flipping now. That wasn't the last announcement. Actually, Cyberpunk is being released right now today by CD Projekt Red on GOG Games. So head over there right now.
That's quite good. Didn't hear that. I missed that one.
I saw it in the comments or something. It was
that's
quite exclusive.
In the comments?
It was in the comments. They never lied.
Filmed down in basic, yeah. So Cyberpunk 2077 right now. That's quite good. That I might check it out. There are so many games coming out of E3. We just wanted to point out the ones that you can play right now, the trials and the full versions that you can get access to right now. Let us know what you're looking forward to down in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Check out that video right there if you want to watch it. And there's a link to Patreon if you do want to support the channel as well. Thanks for watching. See you next time.